The scene description should be no more than 3 lines per block of copy. Older screenplays got away with a lot more description, but for the last 10, 12 years or so, the industry doesn't like any more than 3 lines of scene description. You'll see big blocks of description. Occasionally you can get away with 4 or 5 lines, but the scene description, it should do exactly what the definition is. It needs to set up and describe what's happening in the scene, and it's not you're not putting in an actor's thoughts. You're not describing the kind of day it is. You are not. There's no need to repeat in your scene description where it's taking place. You don't need to say, "Oh, Andy runs down 57th Street." You don't need to say that because you've already said that in your slug line. So the scene description really, really needs to be tight. A little secret: nobody in Hollywood likes to read scripts. It's the most important part of the process, but nobody likes to read. Nobody. White page is your friend. White space is your friend. And for some novelists, it's kind of hard to wrap your heads around. But the more white space in a script, the better. Always be cognizant of the white space in the script. The more white space, that means it's a quicker read, and you're more likely for your reader to, the ultimate goal for a screenwriter is you want your work to be described as being a page turner. And the best way for a page turner, keep their interest, keep it a fast read, keep it a really fast read. The other thing when you're describing the scene description, what you're writing, it must be actionable, and that's really key. Everything in, and there's a fine line. You want to describe what's happening in the scene in a way that's actionable, but you don't want to direct from the page. Filmmaking is a director's medium, and you need to leave the direction to the director, and let that person make many of the decisions that are going to go into how the scene is executed. Now, a good screenwriter will make it impossible for the director to shoot any other way than what the screenwriter envisions the scene, how it'll take place. And that's really, really important in your scene descriptions. Your job as a screenwriter is to get the director to think the way you are thinking and to envision the scene the way you see it. And the best way to do that is to break down the scene description into shots, the way that a director is going to be looking at the scene. A director will look at how a scene is going to be blocked and how it's going to be shot. So a director, when he looks at a scene, he's like, okay, well, I want this to be a wide shot. I want this to be a close up. I have to make sure that I get this cutaway, this close up of what is on the actor's phone or in the actor's hand, the knife that's on the table. I need to be able to shoot close up cutaways of that. So your job as a writer is to break down the scene description into chunks that the director looks at it and goes, there's my wide shot, there's my medium shot, there's my close up.